Spud in the Mud, a short story by Leonardo da Petacci. Shards of water pierced the sky, seeping deep into the earth and soil, like an invading force set on change and renewal. The rain warped and twisted the earth into a mudslide. Clinging to the ground became a ridiculously complex task. Suddenly, a simple trip to the shops became an obstacle course, with the smallest of errors leading to a rather embarrassing encounter with the ground, and, no doubt, an incredibly agitated mother upon your return. Look at the state of you! You'll be lucky to get that out in the wash. How hard is it not to fall over? Are some of the loving quips one should expect from their parents as they slunk their way back indoors. That is, for a human. But we are not, for we are potatoes. For us, the rain is a force of love and growth. It feeds us and bolsters our capabilities. It is our life-dew. That is to say, when it rains. But this was not rain. As I said, this was an invading force. Love and growth were not the ethics of this rain. Assault and control, that was this rain's purpose. It descends upon us with no holds barred and insisted on immobilizing us. You may be wondering, why would immobilizing a potato matter? They don't have complex lives or busy things to do like us humans. They don't need to go to the shops and return to a furious mother. And you would be correct. In your world. But this is not your world. No, this is a story. And a story doesn't need to be true to be entertaining. And you know what is entertaining? Potatoes. We live lives that you could only dream of. Until now. Now you have an opportunity to think and feel the world as we do, as potatoes. Mother warned me. She spoke of the dangers a storm like this could have on an innocent, naive potato like me. She educated me better than this, taught me how to think for myself and evaluate every step before taking it. Think not of the now, but of after. That was one of her favorites. If she had been here, perhaps all of this could have been avoided. But her time had come. Seasons come and go, and her life as an almost perfectly spherical being had come and gone. It had been now for long enough, and after had arrived, as she always said it would. I believe the humans call her new life fries or something to that effect. Forgetting her teachings and going in blindly had brought the after sooner than I had hoped. The now was after, and after was a pit. Not a metaphorical pit, but a literal pit. A pit of mud that surrounded me like those graves a humans seek when they're so very, very tired. It encompassed me and towered overhead on all fronts. It was like, what's that word the humans use? Suffrage, suffice, suffocating. That one, that's the word, suffocating. It bound me to one place and one place only, stripping me of my freedoms, my choices, my liberties. It made me one thing and one thing only, helpless. The rain had done this. With its lust for power and control, it had seduced the earth and tricked it into this state. Slippery. That's what it was. Well, that's what they were, both of them, together. The rain and its slippery ways had turned the earth into its slippery servant, bound by its laws and its dictatorship of how to be. The rain. Yes, the rain, that cursed and wicked rain. Everything was the rain's fault. I started to doubt that the rain ever cared for us. All the times it showed up and helped us to grow. It was all a ploy, a plot, a scheme, just to trick us into trusting it. We became dependent upon the rain and all of the things it gave us. We ignored the after, dismissed the day when the after would arrive, and only thought of the now. All of us, even Mother had ignored the after. After all of those rants and supposed lessons, she too ignored the after of the rain. The hypocrite. She was a now thinker like the rest of us. Or maybe she wasn't. Maybe this is just me. Maybe this was just my own doing. Maybe I just refused to accept responsibility. And everyone knew that the rain was going to do this one day. This was the after that we all expected. And we all accepted that this would come for us. Maybe I just don't know how to accept that the now is over and that the after has arrived, as it was always meant to. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to accept the end of what I loved and embrace the after, even if the after is a muddy pit. But I am scared, so scared to accept it. Out with the old and in with the new is a terrifying idea. The old, it's warm and reliable. You can depend on it and feel it. You can snuggle up to it and live in it, even if it isn't right anymore. No, the old is out. Now we must live in the after. I must live in the after for the sake of the now. It seemed like a hopeless task. How could I possibly escape this pit? The walls and floors were unbelievably slippery. Trying to get any sort of grip was impossible without a miracle. But that was what the after had in store for us. A miracle. A new day for this little Spud. The end of this invasion that brought my world to such a state of uncertainty. The rain stopped. The barrage had ceased and the troops had retreated at the sight of their enemy. The glorious sun. It split the clouds and forced them out, bullying the rain into its place. Now was my chance. I reached out again, and this time there was hope. The earth had started to change, reverting back to its original state, where traction was possible and escape was no longer a dream, but a goal. Step by step, I pushed forward, up and out of this pit. As I moved closer and closer to the horizon, I began to see familiar sights. The fields where I used to play in, the neighborhood of carrots near our plot of land, that giant metal machine the humans would climb into when they would collect our family and friends. It was close, so very close, just a few more steps. And then freedom. The Spud was out of the mud. The after was over. It was now again. I became a kid again, and I could do anything.